In this video, I'm going to show you the difference between a $20 Walmart RC vehicle versus the more expensive real RC type vehicles. I'm going to give you a lot of information that's going to help you get comfortable jumping in and getting this as a hobby, because there's a lot more to it than just picking up a junky toy at Walmart that really doesn't fulfill your happiness and dreams. Go ahead, James. Go ahead. Could use a little more horsepower. Go. This is $70 on Hobby King. It's a Turnigy Buggy. It does not come with batteries. Does not come with transmitter receiver. Does not come with a battery charger. Does not come with rechargeable batteries for the transmitter or a charger for the batteries for the transmitter. Let's start by showing you all the parts and pieces of a average RC car. So we'll take off the cover, and we have the transmitter, which transmits the radio signal to the receiver. This receiver basically drives the motor, which makes it go, and it drives the steering. Right here we have a servo for the steering. These servos can be $5 to $10 to, $50, depending on how fancy you want to be. This motor is a brushless DC motor, meaning it's three-phase here. There's 3 wires. So since it's a 3-phase brushless motor, we have to have an electronic speed control, or ESC, to drive this motor. A brushed DC motor, when you put DC on it, it just spins. This motor is worth maybe $1. You can see in here that there are brushes that, as the motor spins, these brushes contact different contacts and will energize a different winding. So as it turns, these brushes are what makes the magnetic field change and against these magnets in the case and make it spin. A brushless DC motor does not have brushes. It has multiple leads. This one is a 3-lead brushless DC motor, so it requires a electronic speed control. And the electronic speed control will alternate which coil has power to make it turn. Brushless DC motors are way more powerful and higher quality. Brushed DC motors are generally cheap and lower power. So on this other side, we also have a little tray here where you can put the lithium polymer battery. This is a 2-cell battery, so it's 7.4 volts at 1.7 amps. Here we have 2 RC car transmitters. These are different frequencies. This is a 2.4 gigahertz transmitter. This is a 75 megahertz transmitter. What's the main difference? Size of the antennas. and the fact that if you're going to be driving a car with your buddy, you can't be on the same transmitter, the same frequency at the same time. This 75 megahertz transmitter actually has crystals, so you could actually pull out the crystal. This is a 67, and put a different crystal in, and you would be on a different channel. The receiver just has to have the same crystal. You can get a transmitter and receiver for a car anywhere from $20 to $100, you know, depending on your price range. I'm sure you can go much higher than that if you feel like it. Whenever you power up your remote control car, one thing to always remember is to turn on the transmitter first, and then the car. The reason you do it in that order is because sometimes your vehicle will continue to run, or run away from you. So we're transmitting over the radio waves, and this is just 2 channels here. We've got servo and motor. There are 3 wires commonly used in the remote control world, and this is a standard what's called a standard servo cable. There are 3 wires. Black is ground, red is power, usually 5 volts, and then this white is a signal that tells the ESC or the servo what range it should be in. So as this signal wire gets a little different voltage, it'll cause this servo to spin, or your RC transmitters in general will take either 8 or 4 batteries. You can see there's 8 in this one. So it definitely pays off to get some really nice quality rechargeables. These are nickel metal hydride. So then of course you need a AA battery charger. So Lipo batteries come in all shapes and sizes. Lipo stands for lithium polymer. So lithium polymer batteries come rated in cells. Basically a single cell has 3.8 volts when it's discharged, or 4.2 when it's charged, and you specifically keep them in that range. If you go out of that range, you're going to damage your battery. This is a single cell, so it's going to be 4.2 volts when charged. Here is a 2-cell battery. You can see you just double that, it's 7.4 volts. This is actually a 3-cell. Over here they have it marked 3 cells, so it's 11.1 volt. And you'll notice that Lipo batteries have some beefy power cord, but it also has some charging terminals. If there are multiple cells, the cells have to be charged, they have to be matched, and you don't want to overcharge one cell versus another, otherwise your battery might mess up. So you have to have an intelligent battery charger. You can plug in the power, but also this little charge tap into your intelligent Lipo charger. It can charge and discharge the Lipo batteries safely. You also want to get a battery tester. Let's try this sucker out here. And it's going to tell us the charge of each cell. 3.8, 3.8, 3.8. And then 11.5 is the total voltage. Depending on what type of vehicle you want, if you have a lot of concrete or asphalt, then a car might be better, or rougher terrain, maybe a buggy or truck, or the ultimate.
Black color.
Alright, so I'm going to help you break down the cost of getting into this hobby. I'm not trying to sell you this particular buggy, but it's a good example of how you can buy something that's actually quite fun, but that's not nearly as expensive as some of the stuff out there. But this is Turnigy, bought off of hobbyking.com. Normally these come with nothing else, so $70. Keep your eye out if you see a kit and it's called RTR, ready to run. That means it comes with a transmitter and a receiver. So now all you have to do is get a battery. But anyway, if you're buying the parts separately, $70, your transmitter and receiver, a battery or two. Don't forget batteries for your transmitter. A battery charger for your AA's. And a Lipo charger for your Lipos. Oh yeah, a battery tester, always good. The nice thing about this is a lot of this is startup cost. This stuff, you know, you won't ever have to buy again. You could even take your transmitter and your receiver out of a buggy to put it in a different buggy. But it's kind of nice to have your own, you know, separate transmitters and receivers. So the cost of buying a second RC car is dramatically lower than the first one. Alright, frowny face. No, just look at the camera. Alright, throw it down. Alright, aim it at me. Up at my face.
I can't really see.
There you go, that's pretty good. Okay, what is that one called? The rock crawler?
A rock crawler.
Okay. Sadie